Can you hear me?
All right, welcome everybody coming into this very exciting global healing miracle experiment. We're just admitting everyone live right now and getting ready to start. Oh, this is so fun. Okay, I'm really excited if you can't tell. We got about 25 more people that are coming in right now before we officially start, but I want to welcome everyone who's joining us from live on the Zoom, everyone who's joining us live from Facebook, everyone who's watching the recording. I'm excited because I think today we're going to have a special experience in which our lives are going to change. Okay, super. Let's see, just 1 second. Gonna keep admitting everybody in.
Namaskar.
Right, just 1 second here. Can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can.
Gary,
No problem.
can you hear me?
We hear you.
Raise your hand if you can hear me.
I can hear you, but
Okay,
can
good.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, so something's happening with my sound. That's so strange. All right, so I want to officially thank you for coming and being a part of this experience, which is a very exciting experience, to be in this community of people that are interested in looking at what kind of miracles we can have happen in our lives through applying the ancient healing secrets of Dr. Naram. This book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, is about to be released, and it's exciting because we're actually looking at what are the secrets inside of here, how to apply them in our lives. And today we're going to look at some of the secrets specifically about Dr. Naram's Shakti secrets. So while you're getting online, you can go ahead and post in the comments, where are you joining from? Where in the world are you joining from? And right before we start off on the whole thing, I need to get, let's see if we can just, there's more people that are joining, and I'm just making sure everyone can get in. Just 1 second here.
Clint, can you hear me now?
Let's see. All right.
Can you hear me now?
There is a setting that I think
Gary, we can hear you.
I need to put.
Oh,
so
they
everyone
can.
just gets admitted
I don't
automatically.
think Clint can hear me though.
No, he said he couldn't hear you, Gary.
Jonathan, when Gary speaks, can you hear him?
Yes, I can.
When Gary speaks, you can hear him? Okay, good. So then it's something with my computer. So I'll work on that for a second. Before we jump into the secrets that we're gonna have unfold today about how do you have more Shakti power, especially on today, which is Mother's Day. I'm excited to share these secrets. I think your life can change in a very deep and profound way from today only. So I get your journal, I get your notes. We're gonna hear about some of the miracle experiences happening for other people. And before we launch into it, I've asked Gary to prepare something special for us today, to move us from our head into our heart, to prepare ourselves for this this very exciting day.
So hello everybody. Let's see here. Can you hear me? Yes.
Hi, Gary. We can hear you loud and clear.
Hello. You know,
Very clear.
so Clint asked me to play something like we've done every time in the beginning, and you know, this is the time for us to imagine a positive future. And if there's anything that Mother's Day means for me is growing up and feeling supported by my mother to follow my dream and my purpose. And so what better way to celebrate Mother's Day than to hold in your heart and your mind's eye the vision of your positive future. That means the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next year. And right now, we're all so unified by a lack of confidence in what the future will hold. So in the nature hates a vacuum. So now we want to imagine the vision and the dream for your life in the way that your mother, in her, whether she's in this plane of reality or not, holds for you, and in the way the mother holds for all of us. And so this is a piece called The Courage to Dream. And I'm going to share my screen And if you want to just close your eyes, you can listen, but there's also images, and we'll see if the images are going to be kind to us technologically. So hold on 1 minute. Here we go. And so I had forgotten that that was all images of the mother, Mother Gaia. That piece is used. It's called Courage to Dream, and I'll certainly put in the chat window how you can find it if you like. But that's our homage on Mother's Day to the mother of us all. and to the mother that is holding our positive future in her dreams, in our dreams, all together collectively. May this call be a nourishing for all of our hearts and souls. And thank you so much, Clint, for giving me the opportunity to bless and invoke the Mother Gaia for this miracle call today.
So beautiful. Thank you, Gare. Thank you for sharing that beautiful piece. I'm so excited because today, as you think about your mother, and as you think about even who was Dr. Naram. Dr. Naram would always say he's like a mother for people. Just 1 second. I see some people are unmuting yourself. If you can just keep yourself on mute while we're going through. Let's just see here. There we go. Maybe there's a setting I can do it too, but sometimes it's switching over to other screens. So there we go. I just want to say Dr. Naram he actually would consider himself a mother because he had that kind of a nurturing energy for people. And he considered some of his most prized secrets had to do with Shakti, which is the creative feminine energy by which everything is created. And so in this book, he shares a story about his mother that I'm going to share with you. But also in the book, I share a little bit more about my family. And so I'm really, really happy that on this call, I get to honor someone who means so much to me, and I love her so much. And I'm just so happy that she joins these calls. And until today, she hasn't really let herself be known. I didn't even know she was on the first call, actually. But it's let's see if I can find her. Here she is. Just 1 second. Nope. Let's see here. All right. Hey, Mom, are you on the call? And could you just say hi to everyone? Let's see if you can change your setting, Mom. I'm gonna give a little second. Mom, are you able to say hi to everyone? I know it's a little bit of a surprise, but I know they'll love hearing from you. I don't know if you can.
Does she know how to unmute from the bottom left corner? Does she know how to do that?
Well, she is unmuted right now. Let's see if we can get her. I can see her. I can see that it's unmuted. Let's just go here real quick. Thanks for your patience, everyone. This is like a real special treat to have my mom on the call. Oh, here we go. There she is. All right. My mama, yay! I'm so happy to see you here. So this is my mom, who I love so much and so happy that you're joining us. Mom, are you able to speak? Oh, you're able to speak, but it's not, for some reason, the sound's not coming through. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Let's see if there's anything else I can do. I don't know if there's another way.
Unmuted herself.
Yeah, well, I can see it's unmuted from this side.
But it's about her accepting computer sound. She should re-enter and accept computer sound.
Okay, Mom, can you come back in? And when you come back in, it says use computer audio. So you just exit. You just say leave meeting, and then you come back in. This is going to be worth it. I'm excited about what we're gonna share together in this moment.
We should all cheer together for Clint's mother when she comes in.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is when you come in, you have to choose a certain way of audio. So that's a good point.
Clint, and she has on the left side, she has a microphone, and maybe her microphone has a cross button on it. Then she has to click it, and then you
We're
can
very
speak.
aware of that. We all know, yes.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you, Antje. Yeah, there is that. I can see from my side when it's unclicked, and I can unmute her. So she was unmuted, but just the sound wasn't coming through.
I'm happy to see you. Now I make my microphone out again. Thanks you for inviting me.
I'm so happy to see you as well. All right, super. So just 1 second. Let's see if she's come back in yet. All right, yeah, she's back in. All right, Mom. Now try and unmute yourself, and let's see if it works this time. Are you able to see if we can hear you now, Mom. Oh, you can't hear my beautiful mother's voice, but we can at least see you. So Mom, you can hear me, right? Give a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, so now as a special Mother's Day surprise, not only I'm here, but other special people I invited. Can you unmute yourself and just and say hi? Let's see.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Hello. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hello and happy Mother's Day.
Blessings on Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers on this forum.
Milia, you are the best mom. It's an amazing thing.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day
To all the wonderful mothers.
All right, so I'm muting everyone just for a second.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Here's to Millie.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
So beautiful.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy
So
Happy
beautiful.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, now my brothers and sisters. I see
Yeah,
I see Marie.
okay, because I was just thinking like before they were smaller.
All right, Marie, you want to unmute yourself real quick?
Hey, Mama. Can I help in any way?
Super. Great. Go ahead, Marie, one more time. Let's see.
Hey, Mama.
Do you have a video on, Marie, or no?
Yeah, let's see if we can get it.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you beautifully.
Okay. Hi. Oh, start video.
And John and Craig, Gerald. Let's see if you can come on, unmute yourself. There we go.
I'm here. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yeah. Okay. Super.
I'm here too.
Oh, Becky, super. Oh, fantastic. Awesome. All right. So, and Marie is working on her one.
It says you
want...
have disabled it. So it says I can't because the host disabled my video. So I don't know if there's a button on your side.
That was a good idea, Clint.
There you
that
go.
was a very good idea.
Yeah, smart. You know me well.
Oh, there
Turn her off. Turn her off.
I don't see Gerald here. I know Scott wasn't able to make it, but I just want to say, all of you on this call, we're becoming a family, a collective family. But I wanted just to share my family for this moment on Mother's Day, express love for my mother, and maybe you can each just share one thing that you love about Mom. Craig, you want to go first since you're
Sure. I just was reminded this past week of a talent that only my mother could teach me. It was sewing. My mom taught me how to sew, and my kids could not believe it. Look, I even sewed my own coronavirus mask. Thanks, Mom.
Marie, you want to say something that you love about Mom?
Yeah, I want to say that even though we had a rough go of it when I was a teenager, I love that we talk a couple times a week now, and we're just great friends. And I think if you had asked me when I was a teenager if that would ever be possible, I probably would have said no. So I love that now we're, talk all the time and have a great relationship.
Ah, so beautiful. And Becky, you want to share something?
Yeah, I want to share that I'm always grateful for the creativity that Mom showed when we were growing up and how she got us to do things like how she developed a point system so that we would get our chores done. So I really appreciated her creativity then and her creativity now. She just came a couple weeks ago to help me get my house ready to go on the market. And she just is amazing in how much she gets done and the creative way she finds to get things done.
So beautiful. Thank you, Becky, so much for joining, and your kids as well. So fun to see you. All right. So I want to say all of us have a mother. And one of the secrets that we're going to learn today is what is that? What is the power of Shakti, that creative power which changes all of us? So I wanted to just share a little bit from the chapter where Dr. Naram talks about his mother. But before that, I just want to hear from anyone on this call, something you, oh, John's on the call too. Fantastic. John, can you unmute yourself? I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad. I didn't see you there. Let's see if you can unmute yourself. Let's see. Maybe I have to do it. All right. Let's see. All right, John, let me see if I can figure out how to unmute you. Where do you know what? I can't find your name on here, but HIJ. Oh, here, no. John, yours might be under a, oh, it's under a phone number, by your phone number? All right, just 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right, John, can you
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we are.
Hey. Yeah, I was just going to say that it's no surprise that Mom shows up to these phone calls, because that was the one thing I could always count on Mom for. She always showed up for big events. I remember playing on a soccer team, and I couldn't hear the coach yelling ever because my mom was always yelling, "Go, John! Go, John!" And so she's always been the type of person that shows up for her kids in big events.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I'm gonna try one more time and see if we can hear you, Mom. All right. So you want to try and speak one more time, Mom, and see if we can hear you? Oh, she says, "I love you all." We can't hear you, but so good to see you. Thank you, John, for sharing that. It's true. She would show up for all of our events, all of the time. All right, now I want to see a raise of hands from anyone who wants to share something that you feel like is a secret of life that you learned from your mom. So what is some secret that you learned from your mom? You can raise your hand or raise it on either on the computer or on the screen. I just want to see who wants to share some secret of life you learned from your mom that's priceless. All right, Mooney, we're going to go to you first.
As a little girl, I was a dancer, and I was always on stage, and I just did everything. And I think she always said that you can do it. You can do it. Just believe in yourself. And till today, I think I'm on in all these efforts, and I'm fearless because I just hear those words saying, you can do it. Just have confidence in yourself. This is the biggest gift she ever gave me.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Mooney. So beautiful. All right. Who else would like to share? Let's get 2 or 3 more people. You can share something about your mother, some insight or secret of life you learned from her. All right. Suntej, let's go to you. Okay, Suntej, are you able to unmute yourself? Let's see here.
Yeah, I just unmuted myself.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, super. We can hear you perfect.
Yeah, so one of the biggest secrets I think my mother told me that the more you share of something, the more you receive of it. And this was only words till the day I found out, and I just believed in it. And what happened was I started sharing some wisdom quotes daily with my friends. And the more I was sharing it, the more I was finding wisdom. The more I was sharing it, somehow I would find the more wisdom. And that really helped me to get us to a state where I can say I'm a lot more wiser than I was earlier. So this was something, it is told in theory, but I observed it for reality, practicality actually.
Ah, that's such a powerful insight, such a powerful thought. Thank you so much for sharing that. Beautiful. Okay, we got some hands raised. Minal, do you want to share your insight?
So I I deeply miss my mom because she passed away like 7 years ago. And but she taught me to always smile. So no matter what are the circumstances of life, you need to have a smile on your face, and that also helps not just you but also people around you, because when they see you smile, it brings a smile on their face and they forget all their sorrows in their life, and it brings joy to them.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you, Minal. Beautiful. All right, Sheila, would you like to share? Sheila, are you able to share? I don't know. I just unmuted you, so let's see if you can speak. All right. How about Savan? I see your hand.
Hi. One of the memories that I have also relates to not only my mother, but my aunt, who sadly passed away 2 years ago yesterday, and we held some prayer meeting for her. Was always the loving, caring nature for all. No matter how tired my mother is, my aunts are, etc., they're always there for each other and for us as well. And she would always say, "What can I cook for you? How's things? Do you have any problems?" It was always a kind, caring nature that comes across. And to this day, obviously, that's what's been involved in me, and I try and practice it as much as I can.
Ah, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Savan. Beautiful. All right, Becky, I see you raised your hand. Did you want to share something else? Let's see.
Actually, Dan is raising his hand so patiently right here.
Oh, Dan, please, you share.
What would you want to say to all these people about mothers?
I give my dad dad put cookies on mommy's plate for Mother's Day, and he liked them. It was the coconut ones.
I like coconut cookies, even with breakfast.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. I don't know if John is still listening to the call, but my brother John has two kids, and they're so cute. One of them doesn't like taking a bath. And so his wife was trying to convince him to take a bath. And one day he said, listen, his wife said to their son, says, I'm gonna turn the bathtub on, and then I'm gonna put the cookies in. And at that moment, he ripped off all of his clothes. He's like, yay, cookie bath. And so he went to get in the bathtub thinking it was gonna be full of cookies. My brother started laughing so hard because his wife didn't understand what was happening. But I love it that, we can have these moments to honor our mothers and also think about the kid that's within us, the child that's within us, because a lot of what Dr. Naram was and represented was both that childlike energy that's willing to dream, to explore what do you want? That's the whole basis of this experiment, the Global Healing Miracle Experiment, is to discover what do you want? And for that, you kind of have to get back again to where you're a kid and just can imagine cookie baths, and also to tap into that energy of a mother, that loving energy. So I don't know if Valentina is on this call yet. Valentina, if you're on the call, can you raise your hand, like on the little, I don't know if she's here yet. We have a really special story of someone that's going to share. But in the meantime, before she comes on the call, I'm actually going to read a section from the book about Dr. Naram talking about his mother. And it reveals in it a secret that we're going to be applying over this next week. I'm looking in the chat function. So many people are putting what you've learned from your mother, and it's so beautiful. So Simona was saying, my mother showed me there's always a way, always a solution on the path of life. Happy Mother's Day. Lindsay says, my mom taught me to appreciate art and view the world as an artist. See all the different shades and colors and shadows. There's so much more to see if you pay attention to the details and view all the different pieces that create the whole picture. CV says, it's unbelievable how much power we women have and the magnitude of what we can achieve. So I'm going to share this story. This is the part of the call where I'll read a story from the book that contains a specific secret. This was when I was in California, and it was the first session where I saw Dr. Naram doing Marma Shakti. And that's a very powerful ancient technology that we'll go into more in the next calls. But for right now, in introducing this concept, he taught it through sharing this story about his mother. His mother was the one who, he said, gave him the most belief in himself to do what he did with his life. So you can imagine how he felt when his mother was bedridden. She got arthritis so bad, he said she couldn't even leave the bed to use the toilet. She'd have to do the toilet there in bed. And he shares this story. This is in chapter 7. He says, my mother couldn't walk. She had arthritis, osteoporosis, and degeneration of joints. She couldn't walk, so that was 30 years ago. I was willing to be a good Indian boy, stay home, clean, and feed her every day, but she didn't want our lives to be spent that way. I decided instead to use the ancient methods for her. Dr. Ram continued, I decided if I could not even help my own mother with them, then what good were they? This is a picture of Dr. Naram with his mother. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. He says, let me share with you a powerful secret my master taught me. He said, the quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions. Most of us ask the wrong questions. I used to ask, why am I fat? My master said, horrible question, Dr. Naram. I was focused on what I didn't like and what I didn't want. He told me that powerful questions focus on what you do want, not what you don't want. So I pressed the point on my mother's finger. So he pressed this point right here, that same one that we taught on the first week. And he asked her, Mommy, what do you want? She responded, I don't want pain. So having a want that's negatively framed doesn't work well. This is a secret. He says, while motioning to his head, Dr. Ram said, there's something known as conscious mind. Motioning in his heart, there's subconscious mind. And then he said, there's superconscious mind. It is this superconscious mind that can guide you if you know how to access it. When you open a clear channel, you're given an answer to the question. Marma is a technology to stimulate and make all the powers of consciousness work for you. And one secret is to focus on a positive picture of what you do want instead of a negative one of what you don't want. When Dr. Ram pressed the Marma point again on his mother's finger and reframed the question, he asked, Mommy, if you knew there was no pain, what would you do? She said, I would walk. Dr. Ram explained that you have to create a future, you have to create the future and let go of the past. That is one of the important principles of creating, seeing the future and leaving the past behind, and at the same time, not losing sight of the present. The reality of Dr. Ram's mother in that moment was she couldn't walk. She had arthritis and osteoporosis, and even specialists said she couldn't walk. Dr. Ram said again, but the most important thing was, what did she want? Dr. Ram told us that once his mother had an idea of something positive she could envision, he asked her to close her eyes. He pressed another Marma point further down her finger and asked, if you could walk again, where would you go? So this is the first point. You press 6 times and you say, what do you want? Then you go down further when you get that picture, the clear picture of what you want, and over your right eye, you get a picture. So she says, I want to walk. So then he pressed this 6 times and says, if you could walk, then where would you go? She replied, I would like to go to the Himalayas. Each time she gave a response, Dr. Ram would say, very good. And he'd pat a Marma point next to her heart 6 times. He had her imagine a white frame over her right eye and said, can you see yourself walking in the Himalayas? She nodded, yes. And he replied, very good, and patted her heart again 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At that point, Dr. Ram's father, who was watching, got very angry. He said, what nonsense? Are you crazy? Why are you giving false hopes to your mother? Your mother can't walk. You know that. Why are you talking about the Himalayas? Forget the Himalayas. She can't even walk to the toilet. She needs knee and hip replacement surgery, and you're talking nonsense about the Himalayas. She cannot walk. Why can't you understand this? He yelled. Dr. Ram continued, I said to my father, what is important is what your wife, my mother, wants, not what you think she wants. My father was a very harsh man, and this was the first time I stood up to him. My father replied, she's an idiot. She doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't know she cannot walk. This was too much for Dr. Ram. He looked squarely at his father and said with a firmness that would have made a tiger stop in its tracks, get out. She is choosing this. It's her life and it's her choice. With that, his father threw his hands up in the air and left the room. Dr. Naram said, my father was so angry with me, believing I was cheating my mother by giving her false hope. Although I didn't speak it out loud, and then this is me speaking. Although I didn't speak it out loud, I understood the doubts of Dr. Naram's father. I wonder whether the new hope that my dad was feeling would materialize into positive results, or was just one more thing he'd be disappointed by. Dr. Naram then described creating a plan for his mom. He consulted his master on which deeper healing secrets of Siddha Veda could help her walk again. His master told him there are two things to consider. One is today, and the second is the future. It's important to look at what's happening today, but not let that stop you from believing or seeing how things can be much different and much better in the future. I'm going to read that again. He says, it's important to look at what's happening today, but to not let that stop you from believing or seeing how things can be much different and much better in the future. Don't get stuck in the reality you perceive today. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that first step, and then another, and so on. And soon you may be surprised at where you end up. During the course of several years, Dr. Ram's mother took certain herbs, changed her diet, pressed Marma points regularly while visualizing her dream. And then those are here. I'm not going to read through them, but they're right here in the book. And if you want them, I can send them to you in advance. He says, then one day, after years of their working together with discipline on her deeper healing plan, Dr. Ram got a phone call from her. Pankaj, I did it. I'm here in the Himalayas. I'm really here. She made it to the temple she wanted to visit and camped on one of the peaks. Although bedridden when she was 67, now at 82 years old, she was hiking in the Himalayas. Dr. Ram said, while others rode horses or carried on balkis by strong men, she walked. Carrying one small bottle of water in her hand, she was passed by others much younger on horses who asked, what kind of a cheap son do you have that gives you no money for a horse to ride? Poor old woman. If your son won't get you a horse, we can pay for you. She said, no, my son can buy me a horse, but I choose to walk. He is a great son because he gave me the gift of walking. Dr. Ram said, that was one of the happiest days of my life. Beaming with moist eyes and a big smile, he said, she told me, I bless you, Pankaj. Share these ancient secrets with everyone so you may help others like me. Everyone in the room applauded. The blessing from my mother meant everything to me, Dr. Ram said. While he was telling the story, I thought about my father's condition and what might be possible for him. I also thought about my mother. I loved her, but I didn't understand her sometimes. This created some conflict in me sometimes. Listening to Dr. Ram's story, I wondered, what did my mom want most in her life? What dream would she like to become a reality? And what would my dad want most if he ever got better? What was his dream? Dr. Ram smiled big and said, my master taught me a priceless secret. This is the big secret on the call that I want everyone to internalize. So pay special attention to this. Dr. Ram smiled and said, my master taught me a priceless secret, that all women are intelligent and all men are idiots, including me. He laughed. He asked us, do you know Shakti? Shakti is a divine feminine creative power. My master taught me ancient secrets for how any woman can develop Shakti within her. For a man, the moment you respect women, the Shakti also comes to you, which brings us back to what do you want? Dr. Naram returned to the center of the room and walked through everyone the same steps that he gave his mother so they could get a clear vision of what they wanted. But how does this work? Someone asked. I was wondering the same thing. Dr. Ram smiled and replied, good question. Now, knowingly or unknowingly, we're all programmed. Our subconscious has been programmed by our parents how to think, how to talk, what to do. We're also programmed by our school, our society, newspapers, and now by internets. The question is, can we reprogram ourselves to have good health, good vitality, good relationships, and good financial freedom? The answer is yes. Marma is a technology that helps us to reprogram ourselves, to align our lives with our truest purpose. Not only can the pain go away, but you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And when you do discover what you want, it transfers from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind and then to the superconscious mind. Then creation happens. It's powerful beyond anything you can imagine. I've done it now over 1 million times. This is my job, my work, my mission, my passion. I only know a few things, and I do them very well. Marma is one. And one of the most powerful uses of Marma is to help you discover what you want. All right, super. And then in here is some of those actual points just to remind people. Okay, so now Marma, this technology of transformation, helps you reprogram. It's not someone else programming you, but you reprogram yourself based on what do you want? What do you want most? So the very first part of this whole global healing miracle experiment was get clear on what you want. And by following that process, Dr. Ram taught. So I just want to see a raise of hands. Who is clear already? You're clear on what you want. You've already done the process and you're super clear. You're clear. So raise your hand if you know. Okay, a couple people. Okay, super. So now raise your hand if you're still confused. You don't know what you want yet. Just raise your hand if you're not quite sure. And no problem with that. Dr. Ram said actually 95% of people don't know what they want. He said 95%. So in this group, actually we have an unusual percentage of people that know what they want already. So what I wanted to do is for the next few minutes, walk us all through this process together. If you're already clear on what you want, then I want you to get more clear on what detail, I want you to get more clear details on what you want. Okay? So first of all, and actually just right before I do this, Valentina, are you on the call yet? If so, I want you to unmute yourself. Let's see if you're here, Valentina. I don't see her on the call yet, but she has such a fantastic story. Actually, I want to go, before we walk through this process, I want to make sure you understand the power and impact of what we're about to do. So what I want to do is go to Gary. Gary, can you unmute yourself and share what happened when you came to India, the pain that you went through, and then what happened when you went back to USA?
Okay, I'll try to be as concise as I can be. Hi, everybody. One of the most beautiful things about my relationship with Clint is that he's never been judgmental about the decisions I've made, but he knew he was holding space for the part of me that really wanted to emerge. He's seen me go through a lot of painful episodes. And in December of 2018, I had a remarkable surprise. I found that I had an obstructed artery, 99% in fact. And just a little aside, when I went to see Dr. Naram, well, I'll tell you the story. So basically, I had a stent put in my heart, and I was shocked because I didn't think I was a heart patient at all. A few months later, I get a call from Clint, and he said, okay, I have an offer for you. And Clint knows me so well. Because he knows I'm busy and I'm filling my calendar constantly. He said, Dr. Naram and I would like to offer you an opportunity to come to the clinic in Mumbai to do a Panchakarma month. But here's the deal. You have from April 1 to April 30th, and if you can't do it then, the gift will not be extended. And I went, I'll go, because I've always wanted to be in India. I was a former student of Ali Akbar Khan, studying North Indian Hindustani classical music when I was a young 20 to 25-year-old. And I always wanted to go to India. So I went and took their invitation, canceled everything. On the third or fourth day after the Panchakarma clinic that I was in, Dr. Naram felt my pulses, and he looked at me, and he said, Gary, I met you before, and I didn't want to tell you this, but I didn't think you were going to be living past maybe 70 or 72 years old. He said, will you let me take care of you now? And I said, absolutely. Well, first, before he said that, he said, oh, he felt my pulses, and he said, oh. Now, I didn't tell anybody that I had 3 obstructions, one 99%, one 45%, and one 22%. And I didn't tell anyone because the other 2 didn't need stents. And he felt my pulses, and he looked, he went, in seconds. He said, oh, you had 3, 45% and 22%. And I looked at him and went, how do you know that? How could you possibly know that? He said, I feel it. I feel it. Will you let me take care of you? Will you let me? And I don't mean to be disrespectful with the accent. It's endearing because I adore and love and I'm phenomenally grateful to him. So I ended up sharing a Panchakarma month with Clint, and I had a life-changing experience. I was a very big meat eater, and I was just basically eating mung beans and papaya for mostly the whole month. And in the middle of the month, something happened to me in my consciousness when I realized that I have been run by a program that was dictated by my family system. And we're all that way, right? We're all the victims of, or the result of, belief systems that our families have programmed, not only consciously, like Dr. Clint said, but subconsciously. And in the middle of my panchakarma, I had this epiphany. And I went, wait a minute. As a child, I wanted to belong to my family system. So I adhered to a belief system that was really about suffering and pain, this Jewish story of the diaspora coming from Russia and a lot of suffering and pain and all that. And I went, what if I attached to my belonging to the universe, to the great healing forces of the universe? What if I attached to the possibility of possible emergence, And I came up to my room and there was Clinton. I was in tears, realizing I'm literally becoming a new being right now. And I'm suddenly realizing that I have no limits to what my health could be. And this is what's so beautiful about the message in Clint's book. So I get home, lost 30 pounds in a month, was healthier and more excited than I'd ever been in my life. I finally felt like, my God, this is possible. Bought all the herbs that I needed to do a smooth transition. And within 48 hours, my back seized up on me and I was flattened on my back. I could barely walk or move. And essentially, I was in agony for the next 6 months. Now, can you imagine being in a life-changing experience with Dr. Naram's care and with my beloved buddy Clint, changing my life, believing in the possibility of emergence, and then being flattened by 3 degenerated discs, a ruptured disc, stenosis, and basically the only thing they said they could help me with would be surgery. And I did everything I could. I did every conceivable modality. I did everything and then finally on December 18th, this was 6 months, I decided I got to do the surgery. And I had it scheduled and I went for a second opinion. And 3 days before the surgery, I looked in the mirror and I went, have you done everything you know that's possible in alignment with what you learned in India? And I suddenly realized that my body, and this was with help from a functional medicine doctor who's a very dear friend, said, Gary, you need to know something. Your body is alive. It's like a plant. It's alive. And I thought, even my spine, even my ruptured disc, even my bones, and he went, everything. It's all alive, and it's programmed with the intelligence to heal itself. That if you align to the field and you align to the healing force of that awareness I had when I was in the Panchakarma, that I could belong to the universe, to the field of unlimited healing, rather than to the stuck place that has developed like life is suffering and pain and then you die. And I suddenly went, well, if I treat my body as if it's alive, then that's like a farmer or a garden and a gardener. The pain's not going to go away in seconds the way drugs do it. It's going to happen with the loving kindness of a farmer and his land. So I canceled the surgery. I did physical therapy. I got better sleep. I meditated. And most important, started to swim and do physical therapy in the water. And by showing up with a belief that I was alive and my life force wanted to heal, like the principles in the book, basically. That's basically what it's all about, is believing in my body's desire. It's inherently programmed to heal itself. Within 3 weeks, this was as of January 15th.
I just want to say it wasn't an easy choice for Gare.
No.
He was calling me saying that he had actually set a date to do surgery.
Right.
And this surgery was going to cut the nerve so he would stop feeling the pain. So this was the solution. was just sever the nerve. So that was the solution that he was walking into.
Well,
And
no, they weren't. No, Clint. To be honest, they weren't going to sever the nerve. They were going to do a laminectomy, which is to cut the structural part of the spine, and to create and to shave the nerve canal so the nerve didn't have obstructions. They weren't going to cut the nerve. Yeah,
got it.
So it was a laminectomy and a discectomy. They were going to take the disc out, right? But when I realized that, I thought, all right, so basically, yeah, no, I was going crazy with this decision. And after all that I had done in the month-long Panchakarma in Mumbai, I had touched into something that was so profound. And ironically, this is the movie I'm scoring right now. The movie, if you guys check out thrivemovement.com, I'm scoring the sequel, and it's all about the inherent unlimited potential of the unified field. And when we align to that through all the practices we know, all the religious practices that you know that come to stillness within. But so what I did was I realized that I needed to, I felt very connected to spirit on high, from love, from showering down from above me. What I didn't do was that I never learned how to meet that love, that unlimited love, from the bottom up with my desire to show up for me. And I suddenly matched the energy of the unlimited love of the universe, and I brought it up with my love of myself by showing up, and I integrated everything I've learned from Dr. Naram and from Clint, frankly. And I have been pain-free. I didn't tell you that I gained back 30 of the pounds that I lost in India, and I'm now 20 pounds less again. I'm healthier. I've been pain-free since mid-January. And I honestly believe that one of the great lessons I learned is that we are living consciousness that's unlimited in potential. And when we treat ourselves the way a farmer treats his land, or the way the farmer treats his life, the life that's coming through the ground, with that kind of love, sunlight and care and time, anything's possible. And so I am really a miracle in the making. And that's why I'm so in support of Clint's book. And my whole role is to create music that will help people make those decisions, and including, the wounded healer. We offer what we need to learn most, and I offer it as something that I directly understand now about what's possible when you hold space with that kind of loving care, the way a mother cares for your own life, right? I'm learning how to mother myself, is what I'm learning. So thank you for the opportunity to share.
Beautiful, Gare. That's so beautiful. All right. So what I love about that story is that possibilities, I mean, here we have someone on the first call, you remember Grant shared, and he shared about the West Nile virus that just went away. Like, there's a lot of possibilities. Sometimes they're quick and sometimes they take time. According to Dr. Ram, lots of deeper healing takes time, but the very first step on that path is getting clear what you want and asking questions, good questions. Asking questions that are about what you want, not instead about what you don't want. So let's do this process together, and then I have a very special treat afterwards. So actually, you know what, before we do this process, I'm feeling this is a good time. Garrett, he shared so powerfully about connecting with that love like a mother loves a child. And there's another person on the call who's so clear about what she wants and so determined and passionate about what she wants that I think I'll just unmute her just for a second and she can share. And then she created a special song for us to play. I want you to tap more into that energy of being a kid. So I'm just unmuting you. Super, Josie. I don't know how to pronounce your name properly, but I'm going to say host. You can tell them how do I pronounce your name properly?
My name is Josie Croteau.
Josie, super. Yes. So you're clear on what you want. And can you tell us, what do you want?
Me, I just want to create a better world for children with love, joy, and peace.
Okay, beautiful. She was part of the miracle experiment and she had so many miracles happen, including creating this song. So is it okay if we play it right now?
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you. I very appreciate.
As I'm playing the song, I want you to just feel it both the love of a mother and the love of your own child, like you as a child. All right, super. Just 1 second. The person who is doing the technical on the today, he had an emergency. So Mike had a little emergency, so he's not able to do it, but I'm doing it best as I can. Here we go.
Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. It's possible to build a world of love, joy, and peace. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. Everyone can dream very big, imagining the craziest goals, believing in yourself and having faith each day. What you conceive and believe you'll achieve. What you conceive and believe you will achieve. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. It's possible to build a world of love, joy, and peace. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. Everyone can know the secret here. Success begins with an idea. Writing down your goals and singing them each day. What you conceive and believe you'll achieve. What you conceive and believe you will achieve. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. It's possible to build a world of love, joy, and peace. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. Everyone can cherish every step, persevere and show your strength, acting with respect, enjoying victory. What you conceive and believe you'll achieve. What you conceive and believe you will achieve. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. It's possible to build a world of love, joy, and peace. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children. Together, create a better world for children.
Beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. All right, just 1 second. All right, do you want to say anything before we go into the activity, Josie?
Thank you very much. I very appreciate Happy Mother's Day, and it's a good time to help the children all around the world right now. Donc, together we can create a better world for children. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Beautiful. I love how well that applies to all of us. So whatever you believe and you can conceive, you can achieve. So I don't want you to have any limitations right now. We're going to go through an activity that will take, Josie, can you mute yourself now? Because I think we can just hear a little bit of the, so now I'm going to take you through an activity, and I don't want you to have a limitation on yourself. I want you to be able to not have a judgment on if something's right or wrong, if something's good or bad, what other people will think of it. I just want you to allow for a moment your heart to be open to whatever creative ideas come to you, okay? So everyone can agree to that, this process for the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna walk you through a process and just allow yourself to dream, okay? So on your right hand, you'll hold up your right hand, and this very first portion, this very top portion right here, you're gonna press 6 times, and you're gonna ask yourself, so you'll actually, it's a little tricky because I'm gonna have you, in a moment, I'm gonna have you close your eyes. But don't close your eyes quite yet because you won't be able to see what I'm doing. But in a moment,
just one question.
Yeah.
So have you heard about EFT as well, emotional freedom therapy?
Yep, I know about EFT as well. Yes.
So I think what you are saying is very similar to EFT.
Yeah, a lot of people see similarities between Marma and EFT. They see similarities between Marma and other things. And I've heard people ask Dr. Ram, what's the difference? Dr. Ram, he says, well, my master taught this, his master taught him it. It goes back in an unbroken lineage of 2,500 years. The original masters, when they, split off in different ways, and then a lot of things happened. So some of the masters went into China, it became acupuncture. Some of the masters went other directions, it became something else. So I'm gonna have you hold on that thought for a second so we can go through the process. Forget about what it's called for a second and just enjoy the benefit of what can be possible in your life if you can experience this. Okay, super. Great question. So now on your right hand, this finger, the pointer finger, you're gonna press 6 times and you're gonna ask yourself this question. You're gonna press it, you're gonna have over your right eye, like imagine a white screen, like a TV screen. You're gonna press this 6 times and you're just gonna say, what do I want? And sometimes a thought will come, sometimes a emotion will come, sometimes a picture will come, sometimes some sound will come. Gary, I don't know if you have any soft music you can play in the background as we're doing this, just real soft, gentle music. So then on your right hand, this point, you'll press 6 times and then we'll stop and then I'll do the next point. All right, so everyone take your right hand out. You can go ahead and close your eyes and you press 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do I want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want from your body? What do you want from your mind? Your emotions? What do you want in your relationships? What do you want?
Can't hear you, Dr. Rogers.
What do you want? If you knew you only had 6 months left to live, what would you do? What would you be? If you knew you only had 6 months left to live, what would you do? What would you be? If you knew you never had to worry about money again, you had $10 million in the bank account, 10 million euros, or what would you do or what would you be? What would you be excited to wake up and do and be? If you knew you couldn't fail, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? What would you be? What do you want? months left to live, what would you do? What would you be? If you knew you didn't have to worry about money ever again, what would you do? What would you be? You knew you couldn't fail. You knew you wouldn't fail. What would you do? What would you be? What do you want? Fade out the music. You can fade out the music here. All right, super. So in this moment, if you have a notepad, if you have the notes on your, I should have had everyone pull out a notepad in advance, but if you on your phone, you can even take notes. Just do a free flow of thoughts. Again, we're gonna just write down. It's almost like a letter from the universe to you. Imagine that God or the universe or spirit is emanating your pen and writing a note to you. So at the very first word I want you to put is your name. And then I want you to write this note from God, from the universe to you. Gary, you can put on a little bit of music for this. We're going to do this for 1 minute. 1 minute. All right, and for the next moment, I want you to write down, what do I want? What do I want? And just a free flow of writing. What do I want? And answer that question. What do you want? Then if you knew you only had 6 months left to live, what would you do or be? You knew you only had 6 months left to live. What would you do or be? What would you do or be? Now, you're a human being. You're not a human doing. First time I heard that was from Gary Malkin. I thought so poignant, so beautiful. You're a human being, not a human doing. So instead of having a to-do list, what is your to-be list? I just want you to write down the first things that come to you. What do you want to be? What's the most important things in your heart that you want to be? Just write down whatever are the first things that come to you. But what do you want to be? All right, 30 more seconds to complete whatever thought you want to write. You can fade out, Gare. Fade out the music, Gary. Oh, that was a quick fade out. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So good to welcome you, the new you being born in this moment. That many of you, I know, discovered what you want, at least some insight. And if you didn't, don't worry too much about it, because this is a process you can do over and over again. Don't stop asking the questions. If you don't have an answer yet, keep asking the questions, keep continuing to ask the questions. But for those who have an answer, something came to you and you have a realization about what you want, I just want to see you raise your hand, and I want to call on a couple of you. All right, Giovanni, please, first of all. Giovanni, what do you want? What clarity did you get? I unmuted you. I want to see if I can hear you. There we go. Giovanni,
wow,
we can't quite... Oh, there we go. Super.
Yeah. You know, I don't know where to start, but I started practicing the Marmor points some weeks ago. And at that time, I was watching a series on Netflix. It's called Mary Magdalene. And you can see all the healing that Jesus was doing. And I felt that happiness on all these people that were being healed, because they believed they were being healed. So I said at that point, you know, and with the Marmor practices, I said, I want to, you know, be compassionate in the way that everyone can help themselves if they just truly believe in themselves, and then find that inner divinity, that love within themselves. And I just want to be a facilitator, very similar to what Dr. Anka Naram did. So it's just a innermost calling and yearning to be a facilitator of healing, heal myself and help others heal through that inner power, discover them in themselves, that they do have that power, and it can harvest through the subconscious mind to the divine mind, which is that it's within us. So that's my deep calling, to be a healer also throughout the world. And that's what I'm visualizing, just to speak to my friends, to my family, in group meetings. And I've also preached in the past, and I've done leadership conferences. So I'm just want to dedicate my life to spread this healing message.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dr. Ram, he says he's a midwife. He says that you deliver your own baby, but the healing comes from you. You do it, and I like how you have that clarity and that you're clear on what you want to do. That is so beautiful. Thank you, Giovanni, for sharing. Beautiful. All right, I want to see a few other people just share all together, and then we'll split into smaller groups so everyone will have a chance to talk. Just want to raise your hand if you have something to share, that you're clear on what you want. Just 1 second. All right, Eran, please.
All right, everybody. I am very clear that I want to walk. I want to heal my spinal cord injury. I want to feel my children when they sit on my lap. I want to chase after them. I want to feel the ground when I stand on it, and I want to be able to stand. I want to be able to ride bicycles with my kids. I want to be able to show my children the magic and the miracles that's possible for us as emanations of the divine. And I want to just be a walking example of what's possible for us to do in this life.
Fantastic. Very good. I know Dr. Ram would be so happy hearing you, so clear on what you want and so sure of its possibility. And he would encourage that. He'd say, very good, and tap you right here like this. So I want you just right now, and also Giovanni too, and everyone that's clear on what you want, right here, you go 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and say, very good, like that. So fantastic. Thank you so much. I have particular things I'll share with you later, but thank you for sharing. All right, I want to see, was there some other hands that were raised that I missed? Audrey, please.
So I really want to be the voice of hope for people who are feeling hopeless, anxiety-ridden, and depressed, to really feel that there is hope, that there are ways where they can be, thriving in life. So that's what I became clear with. I really want to teach all that I know, and I've been hiding because of fears and feeling, I've been hiding from being seen, and I want to get past that and really share from my heart, really share what I know. So yeah, that's what I got clear with.
So beautiful. No accident that you're here,
Yeah, it's mostly I want to work with young adults because I think they are the future of our world, that they go out and create a new world, the next generation. So I feel if they are feeling, if they know that there is hope, if they can help themselves, then they can help the new generation. So it's like a cascading effect. That's how I feel.
So we want to make a better world for children.
Yes, it's yeah.
Beautiful.
The
Thank
new
you.
generation.
The better world can
go like this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fantastic.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just totally agree with what she said. That if a better world is possible, it is possible only through children. And if we want a better world, then children should change the way they are. And so only then a better world will be possible.
Thank you, Suntej. Suntej, what do you want? You're on. What do you want?
I perhaps want to be someone who does good and doesn't care about his name, reputation, or anything. Perhaps something like an angel who does good, but he doesn't want his reputation or anything. Just good happens through him. Just that point.
Wow, so beautiful. Super. So now for the people who have shared so far, it gives you an idea of a clear want. And the more you can get the details. So Dr. Ram's master would say, super. Dr. Ram says, I want to be the best pulse healer on the planet. Then Dr. Ram's master said, super. So if you're the best pulse healer on the planet, what does that look like? He said, Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa would come to me. He said, super. What else? He said, people from 8 different countries would come. He says, super, write it down. What else? So the more, he says, the more clear is your goal, the more sure is the chances. So if you can get clarity on, for instance, being an angel, Suntej, what does that look like? And you get an image of that, and that's what you visualize as you're pressing the marma points. It activates a certain power. Same thing for everyone who's shared. The more clear of the picture that you can get, even what you're wearing, is a beautiful thing. And I like Suntej, you mentioned that. I just want to mention briefly before we go into the groups with everyone. I was on the phone call with my mom 3 days ago, and I realized I just woke up in the morning. I was feeling so much gratitude in that moment. And I had this idea, this thought. It wasn't an idea, it was a realization. I was like, the thought was this, the realization was this. I work with angels. Like I knew I'm working with angels. And I was thinking specifically of the people, many of the people on this call. I was thinking of Jenny, Padmalaya, Christelle, Jonathan. I was thinking of all the leadership team. They're literally angels. I mean, Jenny shows up saying, I want to coordinate the translation efforts for this book. And now within like 10 days, she's coordinating the translation of this book into 27 languages, maybe more than that by now. Like, put yourself in her shoes. Imagine that situation where within 10 days, now you're coordinating a massive translation effort. All those people who are translating, when I was on the call with you, I felt like, holy smokes, these are angels. Like Suntej, you articulated so well the feeling that I felt in them and the feeling I feel inside of me. On the end of all my emails, it says, it's amazing how much you can do when you don't care who gets credit, you know? And there's some vibration of love where people are being guided by love and being inspired by love. One of the people on the call said that she sent a message to me and said her whole life she kind of shut down since being a child and just felt safer with children. But since coming into this space and reading this book, she says that the first time her heart feels open to come out again and play. Like she feels that safety of this space. And so on the leadership call we had this week, people were saying, you know, this can't end after 6 weeks after the book launch. Like we need to make it so there's a community experience where people can continue to explore how do we make a better world? Practically, how do we integrate these kind of secrets in our lives? So I just want to have that open, you know, that I don't really know what that looks like. I'm focused on what happens on June 1st. We announced that the book will be launched on June 1st. And then after that, I'm open to how we can be of most service to planet Earth. And I think a big way is what comes to you in this moment on this call about what do you want and what does love want to do through you. So we're going to split into small groups in a moment. But before that, I saw someone come on the call finally who was actually the one that sung that song that we just heard so beautifully. Sky, can you unmute yourself? I just want people to hear you.
Here.
Oh, super. Did you hear the song that we played or you came on after it?
I came on right after it, I think, but I know it in my head very well.
By the way, Sky is a beloved, a member of my community and a very respected and loved person. He's a beautiful talent and an incredible human being.
Thank you, Gary. The same goes for you.
Yeah. So you're clear on what you want and you're following that path. Was there ever resistance along the way?
Yeah, I feel resistance every day. Thank you for asking. I loved that exercise you invited us to. I want to be okay with or without the things that I think I need out there in the world. And if I have 6 months to live, I want to be an uplifting source of inspiration for people that I meet and a connector of synchronicity and someone who is content and happy with what I have done with my life and what I'm doing with it every day. And I want to let go of the things that hold me back and make me feel like I need something else from somebody else and I'm not enough, because those are the things that get in the way of me actually being present and being happy with the people that I love.
Beautiful. So beautiful, Sky. I'm so glad you joined and thank you for singing that song. That was so, so beautiful.
You're so welcome. Thank you for enjoying it. And I hope it uplifts and the future of this planet is the young people that we're bringing up, and the more we can let go of our own patterns, we change that for perpetuity.
Beautiful. So now Thank you. I want to share with you, everyone, the context of this 6 weeks healing, global healing miracle experiment is actually applying these secrets in your life so you can see mystical miracles of love and healing for yourself. And then collectively, we can do something that's an experiment. It's a game we're playing to see what kind of a global healing miracle we can do for all humanity. So the very first step, I realized that I went a little too fast through, but it's discovering what you want. But you don't get too hooked on it. Lots of times mystical miracles come because it's more than even what you thought you wanted. I didn't know that before the book was published, it was going to be being translated into 27 languages. Like that's beyond what I was planning or thinking. It's very much mystical, you know, and I very feel that blessing of working with angels, both in the flesh and those that are unseen, you know. So now I want you to trust that you can be guided. And so we're going to break into breakout rooms, but before we break out into the breakout rooms, because I know some people have to leave at that point, I just want to be clear that this experiment that we're in is a priceless moment right now in time for you to really do something different with your life. If you haven't been following the game properly, I just want you to, for your benefit, to see the kind of mystical miracles that can happen for you. So first is getting clear what you want. That's on this. The second is the principle of Aditi Devo Bhava that Dr. Ram talks about in this book. It's treating the unexpected guest as if God himself or herself has come to visit you. Whether it's an animal, whether it's your child, whether it's your spouse, whether it's a neighbor, the unexpected guest could be an emotion, but you treat that as if God himself or herself has come to visit you. And then the third thing is writing 3 things you're grateful for every day. So I have my whole list here. Every night before you go to sleep, and you can download this journal, you write down those things you're grateful for. And the thing we added last week and we emphasized today is not a to-do list, but at the beginning of the day, you want to write your to-be list. What do you want to be that day? And in the journal that you can download that Jonathan made, who I think is such an angel, you just actually write down in the morning, okay, what do I want today? What do I want to be today? At the end of the day, you write down, what are 3 things I'm grateful for? And then what kind of miracles did I see today? Those are the kind of things you want to share in the Facebook group too. I created some rules around the Facebook group because I realized that it wasn't clear at the beginning. We're not trying to share outside events or outside causes, no matter how good they are. And we're not trying to repost beautiful things that were posted other places. What I want is you to dig deep inside of yourself. More than anything, if you took a picture, I want to see that. But I want to know what is happening inside of you. Not something beautiful you saw somewhere else that you want to share with the group. Not some beautiful song or some experience or some event that you saw somewhere else. I don't want that reposted in the group, because sometimes that's a distraction and a diversion from the magic and miracle that can happen when you're with yourself. So as far as the Facebook group space, what I want you to do is talk about this experiment and what's happening for you today, now in this moment. So in the Facebook group experiment, you can post the 3 things you're grateful for that day. You can post what it is you want to be. You can post clarity on what it is that you want. You can post those kind of things, and you can post beautiful pictures from the day that you took that represent some miracle of love for you. That's really the purpose of that group. So I just wanted to speak that clearly as well. Now, coming back to you, what do you want? If you're still not clear, don't worry. There's still time that we can go into it more, but do your best. When you're in the group, the breakout group we're going to go into with about 3, 4, 5 people per group, I want you to explore what it is that you want. And then for those who can, we're going to come back at the very end for just one final thing. So we'll have about 10 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes in this group experience. I'll give you a 2-minute warning. But as I'm creating this group, as I'm creating it, you'll just click on the screen, accept, and then it'll just automatically pull you into that group space in which you can share with 3 or 4 other people what you discovered about what you want. For those who have to leave, no problem. And if you have any problem in your group, you can just raise your hand. But right now it's going to start creating the groups. I'm just opening all rooms. You just click accept and it'll bring you right into that space. Let's see here. All right, so everyone's been invited. So now just click on your screen, accept, and it'll take you right into the breakout room. Oh, hey, Tawa, are you able to hear me?
I can hear you, but it's no group.
Good. No problem. You can start in this group. We're going to go with Tawa first, and then we'll go to Diana, and then we'll go to Ruchi, and we'll go to Reem. Just start by sharing, what do you want? And you guys can unmute yourself. I have to help some of the people in these groups.
Okay, amazing. Hi, I'm Tawan from London. And yeah, I would say my burning desire is really to serve. I realize I have that since kids, but it's to really to find my treasure inside, to be able to share it outside, and to find that way to help people to do the same. Because I believe when we are centered and we have that clear determination and clear way of knowing where we want to do, things come with divine timing. We got more the synchronicity. We are more witnessing the miracles, and just being in this call for me is already a miracle. We are all talking from all over the world, heart to heart. So that's a miracle on itself. So yeah, I feel, yeah, I want to be part of that thing where I'm trusting really all what is inside my heart, and with not letting go of what you're gonna really think about it, if that makes sense, on the way, then being natural, being me, with no judgment, with not trying to be a guru or someone else, just trying to be that human being that we all are.
What the hell? Ah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Hello?
All right. I'm gonna just go next to Diana.
Hello, can you?
Try one more time. Okay. Diana, do you want to share? What did you discover about what do you want?
I want to be fearless.
Wow.
I want to be fearless. I have recognized through the process of this group how much fear has held me back. Fear of other people's judgment, other people's opinion, et cetera, so forth. And I want to, something else that I've realized during the process, during the course of this group, is that when I did my talk where we met about the Amber Alert, I did it about how one person can make a difference. But what it's really about is love. It is about unconditional love. It is about people responding to the love of a child without knowing who they are, what color they are, whether they're Democrat, Republican. None of it matters because it taps into the human essence of unconditional love that's within all of us. And I would like to do more to speak and make people aware of how important that is and how undeniably wildfire successful it becomes when you tap into the true essence of human nature, because we all are that pure love. And that's what I hope to do.
So beautiful. I can't wait for that. I'm so excited, and you're already doing it, which is awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you. This group is my guiding light. During the course of this pandemic, if you want to call it that, I have been unable to work. My precious dog of 16 years, who's laying here beside me, is critically ill. So everything that I have identified with has been taken away to allow me to discover who I truly am. But I needed a guiding light, and there you were. And I am so thankful to all of you.
Oh, thank you so much. So beautiful. So beautiful.
Clint, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I've got to go, but thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my miracle story. My life has changed because of you and Dr. Naram, and I'm here for you and for the launch whenever and however I can be.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you so much for sharing.
I love you, man.
Beautiful. All right, we're going to go now to Reem. If you'd be willing to share, are you willing to share a little bit, Reem, about what you discovered about what you want? You can unmute yourself.
Hey guys. So my what I want is a truly free world, meaning that money is eradicated, and this is all forms of money, as far as trading, any kind of exchange of goods. This world is so abundant, yet more people live in poverty and more people die of poverty. I think it's like 22,000 kids a day die from poverty for poverty reasons. And we're concerned about coronavirus right now. It's like, I guess I'm going on a tangent. I'm ranting, sorry. So yes, it is about a truly free world. However, the people that also believe in unity consciousness and believe in these same concepts tell me that I'm crazy and that it would never happen, especially in a time like this. And to me, it's like, this is the perfect storm. It's like the only reason more people are dying and the only reason why people are stressing out at home is because of money. People are dying yes, people are going to die, but more are dying because we don't have the money to get respirators. We don't have money to get masks. People can't go to work. They can't get adequate medical. So right now, if money was gone, people that are staying at home would have less stress, and stress causes illness, which would then put them more susceptible to the disease. But again, without even the disease being around, money in general is one of the reasons why most of the planet has not found their purpose in life. And Clint, like you mentioned earlier today in this Zoom, and I've heard this every time somebody asks me, what is it that I want? What if money wasn't an object? It's like we've been telling ourselves the answer the whole time. How can we find out what it is our purpose is on the planet if we have to go to work and try to feed ourselves? So one of the reasons why I have a glitch in my system and why I am teetering back and forth between this reality and the other is because in this reality, you do need money. So how can I strive for something that is the opposite of what is currently happening? Because I have to work, I have to make money because this world requires it right now. So that's where it's like I'll start taking steps forward, but then I get one person that resists me, and then I'm like, okay, it's not going to work because I'm a freaking hypocrite. Like I don't know.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that because it's so easy for our mind to hijack our dream before it even starts, or one comment to deflate it all. And so I'll talk about that a little bit, but thank you, Reem. I want to go to one more person before we run out of time. Zilani, are you able to unmute yourself? Or let's see if I can unmute you. I want to hear what did you discover about what you want? Zilani Basha, I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself.
I'm able to unmute myself.
Oh, super. What did you discover about what you want?
I felt like I wanted to be a martial artist. I wanted to be a healer. I wanted to learn healing so that people can come out of their ailments, those who are suffering. As if I was suffering from back pain and all due to stress. And I was like, according to, I went to one Siddha Veda healer. Then he said that I was going to Sandikvata. It is like osteoarthritis. And also I felt I would learn some healing and I could help somebody, those who were into suffering, somebody like me.
Beautiful.
And, because I was going through pain and suffering and all for about 4 or 5 years now, all such kind of sufferings. No allopathic treatment doctors tested could help me with any of the ailments, and that flashed me. That was all going in my head.
Got it. And I say beautiful, not that you're suffering or in pain, but beautiful that you're clear on what you want. And that's very possible. So thank you for sharing that. All right, we're going to bring everyone back into the rooms here in 1 minute, but while we have 1 minute, Ruchi, are you able to share a little bit about what you discovered, what you want?
Hi, Clint. You know, I'm always holding myself back. I'm kind of afraid to be in the limelight. And so I think I just want to be free, and there's so much I have in me which I want to give, but I'm just afraid to let it come out. And I'd like to be free and help spread that love and laughter to all.
Beautiful. I like that. So then it's nice because then you get a clear picture of what does that look like? When you are that, what would you do or be? You know, where would you go?
You know, if I had 6 months to live, I would really travel the world and learn cooking and art and different cultures of different communities, and give back in some way where I could make a difference and touch their lives. So, you know, when I go, I feel like, yeah, I've made a difference in people's lives.
Beautiful.
And how, I don't know, but that's just a broader image which I have, and I've always had that.
Thank you for sharing that. That's so powerful. All right, I think we got everyone back in the main group or main room that's here. All right, super. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to share what you discovered about what you want. That's so important and so critical. Now we're just going to complete this call with a little, actually, let's see. In sharing, did anyone have anything they wanted to share with the whole group as far as what you discovered, what you want? Maybe something you learned from someone else or something that you discovered yourself? Actually, I'll go to Emily because I haven't heard you yet. Emily, what did you discover about what you want? Yeah, you can unmute yourself if you can.
Okay, I didn't expect to share.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, you muted yourself again. I think it just clicked mute again. Just one.
Okay, that's okay. I've done it.
There we go.
Well, I shared in the group that I want to serve the world. I want to serve humanity in my master and just the whole planet, and just spread light on my way everywhere I go. Just very simple things. But...
Beautiful. It's simple maybe, but it's very powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to Adam Moses. Mike, can you just share what you discovered about what you want? Can you unmute yourself, Adam Moses? I don't know, maybe it doesn't have maybe there's not a possibility for you to unmute yourself. I think it's because of however it's hooked in. All right, let's just see if there's anyone else that got clarity that wants to raise their hand. Okay, Ritu, did I say that right? Oh, sorry about that. Try unmuting yourself one more time, Ritu.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can. Super.
Yes, I think even though I knew from the very beginning, almost 10 years back when I met Dr. Naram for the first time, And what I want to do, I wanted to definitely help people live a healthier and happier lives. But I think I was also hiding behind my own fears, not fears, but my responsibilities, because I had a newborn daughter at the time and she needed my help. And I thought, like, I cannot commit myself to this world where I can provide my help and my knowledge to them to live a better life. In fact, the biggest learning from Dr. Naram was that food is your medicine. If you eat the right food, you do not need the real medicine, actually. So after hearing from this lady, I don't know her name, when she was speaking that she was hiding behind her fears, and now she wants to actually help young adults because they are the future of our generations, right? I think this is time for me to stand up and take a responsibility that I share with everyone else, and share the knowledge that I have learned from Dr. Naram in almost 10 years now, and help people to live their dreams of a healthy and happier life. Thank you, Dr. Clement.
So beautiful. Thank you, Ritu. Thank you very much. Very powerful. You know, we do. Sometimes we have to make a decision to be seen. And it's not about being seen, it's about making a difference, like really helping people in their lives. Deanna was talking about the TEDx talk. I don't have to go into that whole story, but my natural state is not to be in the front. It's not to be public. My natural state is to be hidden, actually, to hide. And so even give a TEDx talk was a lot. To write this book and to write it in the vulnerable way in which it's written was like, it's literally like taking my heart and like handing it to the world and just seeing what happens. It's like that kind of nervousness. But I think that's actually what ultimately will make the difference. Just knowing that we don't need to be anything else other than just authentically us. Like, I don't have to pretend like I know stuff that I don't know. I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know. And I can be animated by spirit and by love to be guided to how I can serve, who I can serve with whatever I have. And at the same time, join with beautiful people like you who can serve in unique ways that are special to you, that you're born on this planet to do. So I think that's why we're creating something new in this experience than most of us have had a chance to be a part of, because we're guided by that love within us to do what we're born to do by discovering what do you want. Because also you can't forget you're a part of the divine.
Yes.
So you're a part of the divine. So what you want is also, because you're a child, you're an emanation of God or goddess. So honoring what you want is a part of honoring the goddess in you, you know? So that's an important part of this as well. Super. Anyone else?
Dr. Clint, can I just ask you one question? How we can get this book you have written in the US?
Oh, such a great question. I'm so happy you asked that. So on Dr. Naram's birthday, which was on Monday, we announced through this video, I'll play at the very end. Through this video, we announced that the book launch will be on June 1st. So on June 1st is when the book will officially be available for the world. But for those who are in this experience, you can contact Carol and be a part of what's called the advanced reader team, which means you can get it earlier from Amazon and then leave a review before it actually, so you can actually do that within a few days. But Carol is the one you want to contact for that. And inside of the Facebook group, I can post her information as well. Great question.
That's great. Thank you.
And then I just saw a great thing. Dick, thank you for letting me know. My mom's learned how to unmute herself. So with great love, I want you to unmute yourself, Mom. And I want you to tell us, what did you discover? What do you want? You know, even in this book, I was saying, what does my mom want? I want to hear, what do you want? Let's see, can you unmute yourself?
I unmuted myself.
Yes, you did. Yay.
A new skill. What do I want?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of personal to me.
Okay, no problem.
But you know that I've afraid that my children have not been able to feel my love, and I have not been able to share it. And so I want to share that love that my Heavenly Father has given me with everyone.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And also, I don't know if you feel comfortable, but there was one day where you couldn't walk up the stairs properly. And then you asked me if Dr. Naram had anything or if I could do anything. Can you share that story? I don't know if that's too personal or not, but I'd love to hear it.
Okay, so I mainly live on the main level, but I'd have to go downstairs for different things. And I'd have to take the stairs one at a time with one foot up and then the other. I couldn't put weight on my right foot to lift myself up. So I'd go my left foot and bring my right foot up. And so I asked Clint to do a marma, and he asked me what I wanted, and I told him I wanted to skip down the stairs like I see other people do. And so he did it was a marma, right, Clint?
Yeah.
Yep. And so he did a marma on me, and I was able to not skip, but walk down the stairs one foot after another rather than putting both foots on the same step. And then Dr. Naram sent me some, I don't know, is it herbal medicine that he had?
It's like herbal remedies and then a home remedy as well.
That I call dirt, but I take it half a teaspoon every morning, and I've noticed that my joints don't hurt as much when I walk or when I go up and down the stairs, and I can put the weight on the right foot.
Yeah, I love it. I call it dirt.
I call it dirt. It smells like dirt. It tastes like dirt.
Amazing. So, and last time I was there, I asked my mom, what % better do you feel? Because my mom is she doesn't exaggerate, and she doesn't people please. You know, she just says it how it is, which I love. I asked her, how much better do you feel? She's like, I don't know, maybe 80%. I was like, 80%, that's so exciting. It made me so happy.
I think it's 90% now.
How much?
90% now.
90%, fantastic. I want to unmute everyone for a second so we can all cheer with you.
Hey! Hey! That's great! Hey!
Yeah.
Yay, that's wonderful!
Amazing!
All right, so you're getting kind of a funny echo, but basically, thank you, Mom, for sharing that amazing. You can unmute yourself again, Mom. Just 1 second. You can unmute yourself, Mom. You have to unmute yourself, or I can unmute you. Let's see.
And
oh, sorry about that. Say it one more time.
I like to share my son's talent in issuing these marmas, and he gets mad at me when I try to encourage people to get him to do a marma on him.
Yeah. So, you know, but actually, Mom, did you have any doubts at the beginning? Like when I was first getting involved with Dr. Naram, did you have some doubts or some questions about what I was doing? Or
No, I felt you were inspired to follow your path and to be with him.
It's beautiful. So over the period of time, Dr. Naram trained me for the last 10 years, and I started being able to stuff that it was beyond my mind that it's possible. Mom, you want to share one example or two examples of what you saw? Like what you're talking about when it comes to marma?
Well, one of my friend's daughters had a lockjaw that she had gone to many physicians for, and they didn't give her any hope. They said that she needed surgery. And so I asked her if she would like to meet with you. And after you did, I asked after you did a marma on her, she felt she could swallow and eat and move her jaw. And I just think it's amazing what you can do through your marmas. And so I always think of all these people that you could affect by your knowledge. And so I'm glad that the book is coming out and you can share.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah, I would come home now, and sometimes my mom has found people at the grocery store or at the health club, and she has like a whole line of people ready for me to see. So I have to say, no, Mom, I come home to rest. you know, but if you can do it, you can schedule it for like a couple hours on one afternoon and make sure they see my TEDx talk first. I send them 3 videos so they're prepared. Otherwise, I have to move them from so much place to getting ready for that miracle to happen, you know. But this book will do it for people who can't meet Dr. Naram, for people who can't meet me. This book does a lot in the healing journey to move someone from where they're at to where they need to be in order to experience such a healing, beautiful experience. So now we're just running towards the conclusion of this. Mom, I love you. I'm so glad you're able to unmute yourself. Thank you for being able to share some of those beautiful stories. Thank you for everyone, all the mothers on this call, all the aspiring mothers. Some of my most favorite cases I saw of Dr. Naram were people that wanted to be mothers and they couldn't. And through the ancient healing secrets, he was able to help them. There's even a chapter in here, can a menopausal woman after 50 have a baby? You know, and that story's in here. I'll share it at a different time, but I've seen hundreds and hundreds of cases where people couldn't have children. And then because they followed these basic principles, were able to have children, have that dream come true in their heart. Maybe we'll get some of them on a future call. So whatever is your dream, whatever is your baby, you know, this book is my baby right now. It's about to be born. Like the water broke, you know, it's coming whether we like it or not, and it's going to bless people's lives. And I'm so happy about that. But whatever is your dream, whatever is your baby, what is it you want? Allow this ancient secrets to be a midwife and helping you deliver that into the world. And then you can decide after that, do you want to have more kids? You know, what else do you want? And you can refine more and more, what is your purpose? But start with this simple secret, get clear on what you want, and then follow the game, this experiment, this global healing miracle experiment. Aditi Devo Bhava, honor the divine in you and in the other people, the other guests, unexpected guests, the animals, the emotions, the experiences that come. Infuse your life with more gratitude. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. And then instead of having a to-do list, have a to-be list. What do you want to be? And make it simple. Just start with 1 or 2 or 3 things at most. What do you want to be? And focus on that. So along these lines, I just want to express my gratitude to Dr. Naram as well for teaching these ancient secrets to me and to so many other students. And now through this book and through this global healing miracle experiment, you can have this experience. These are very simple, practical things I'm starting with because they're foundational and they can change your whole life. In future weeks or other future times, we can go into more detail on lots of stuff. But this is where we start because this is where our heart is. Dr. Ram says there's knowing, there's doing, and there's being. He says, I can teach you things you should know. I can teach you things you should do, but most important, especially for those on this call that say they feel called to be a healer, is what is your being like? Dr. Giovanni, it was just his birthday yesterday. He's a perfect example of someone who has a lovely being. He's like a perfect example. Through his being, people are healed. Through Dr. Ram's being, people find healing. And through your being, you can manifest those mystical miracles of love for yourself. And together, I believe we can do something for the globe, for the planet, for humanity on this global healing miracle experiment, this game that we're all engaged in. So this week, I want you to do more than ever. Follow these principles, post them in the Facebook group, and looking forward to joining you next Sunday for something really special that I have planned as we launch in from the personal miracles into the global miracle. So with that, I just want to say namaste. I love you. I'm with you. I'm going to unmute everyone just for a second so you can all express.
I love you. I love you, and I'm with you.
Love you, and I'm with you.
Okay. And I
I love you.
With you.
Right, okay. Well, I'm not very good at that, but yeah, we'll try. You know, we try some connectedness.
That was some funny speaker sounds. I love seeing everyone on this call, your beautiful faces. I feel your hearts and I feel your love, and I'm excited to see what happens. We have 3 weeks left of this global healing miracle experiment. Literally, your life can change forever if you follow these principles. My life is changing, and I'm so excited to see what happens collectively together as we do this. So again, one more time from my heart to your heart, namaste. I love you. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.